ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
Now, Essence. Some people had some issues with Essence. A lot of issues. I was seeing some issues, not just with their deal with Target, but with let's see how I'm gonna say this. The background and makeup of the people running the Essence Festival. The CEO and the owner of Essence, to be exact, people are having a problem. And let me just say, I don't tend to lean into that, but I do, like I'm gonna say about Kai Cenat, there is a cultural disconnect because I know how Essence was formed. I literally sat with Ed Lewis and went through it. I literally did a book with the man that put 4 people in a room, Mr. Goings. I did a book with him. And he told me the origin story of the importance of having a magazine that celebrated black women, because there wasn't anything that didn't put us in these tropes of angry black woman and all this other sexualized thing, something that gave us dignity. Now, it was ironic that you put 4 black men in a room on Wall Street. And this is Russell Goings was one of the first to have a seat on Wall Street. Spent a lot of time with that man. And again, I have institutional knowledge. I'm not talking out of the left side of my butt cheek. I was in the room, had conversations with. I didn't read this in a book. I lived it, and I'm like remarking on how old I am right now. But so, I had that conversation with him. And at first, the magazine was going to be called Sapphire. But Sapphire has such a negative connotation. It was a sassy, Sapphire was a very sassy trope of black womanhood. And they came up with Essence, and the great Dr. Susan Taylor, who was an assistant, rose to the place that she deserved to be, the regal place that she deserved to be as the conduit to this message. It is not that anymore. And I think the current iteration of the festival kind of spoke to that and the choices that they're making. But Stephanie Mills was like, I'm writing, dear Essence Festival organizers, I'm writing to share my feedback following my performance at this year's Essence Festival. While I remain grateful for the opportunity to have participated, my overall experience was unfortunately marred by significant production issues that negatively impacted both my performance and the artist experience as a whole. And she goes on to light them up, to tell them about all of the technical difficulties and the poor management, the backstage, the calendar, the time management and all of that. And she said these operational deficiencies ultimately detracted not only from the artist's performance, but more importantly, from the audience experience. The energy and excitement were repeatedly disrupted, creating a less than ideal atmosphere for attendees. The overall level of professionalism I witnessed fell far short of the standards I expect from such a highly regarded festival. I believe a comprehensive review of organizational structure and operational management is necessary to ensure that the future Essence festivals run smoothly and meet the high standards associated with the brand. I sincerely hope that my feedback will be taken seriously and utilized to address these significant concerns, ensuring a vastly improved experience for both artists and attendees in the years to come. Respectfully, Stephanie Mills, artist. She put it on her letterhead. She is not playing. She is professional. She had a problem. Some of you had a problem. I don't know. Let's go to the phones. 866-801-8255. Talk that talk. Michelle in Milwaukee. Welcome to the Karen Hunter Show.
Hey, Karen. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Let me just say, first of all, and I've called you once before. I do talk radio in Milwaukee. And when I get off the air, I'm locked in the Urban View for the remainder of the day.
I love it.
And I want to say how refreshing it is to have you make some of the opening statements that you made in regards to Target, their sponsorship of the Essence Festival. There is something to be said about people who have institutional knowledge and not just talking to hear themselves talking. I was very disappointed in comments that I heard earlier today on Urban View in which People were being told, so what if Target was a sponsor? So what? What do I care? And I'm like, because if you came for the church or faith organization that took the $300,000, how is Essence Festival any different? And if we are committed to it, then be committed to it. Not when it interferes with my fun, my entertainment, my kicking it with my folks. But if you standing on it, then stand on it for real. So, I listened to that and I thought, because so many people rely on, talk radio and Urban View in particular to help, give information, formulate ideas. People think about like, oh, I didn't think about it from that perspective. And so to hear this almost dismissive tone that I heard earlier today on the network about Target being a sponsor was out of pocket. So when you started talking, I was like, praise Jesus and thank you, Lord. This is why I rock with this woman.
Okay. Well, full disclosure, I didn't listen to anybody but Omi this morning, so I don't know what anybody else is saying. And the beauty to me, of Urban View is that, there is a laissez-faire. People get to say what they want, how they feel. And we have such a vast audience. We're not a monolith. So this is how Karen Hunter feels about it. And for me, I've been feeling a way about Essence, to be honest, since it was sold the first time to Time Warner. So like I've had a problem with Essence, having Monique on the cover maybe 4 or 5 times in one year. I love Monique, but why is she on the cover 4 or 5 times? Oh, for the algorithms, because her covers sell. But you're not producing content that actually feeds us the way, say, Honey Magazine was doing back in the day. Shout out to Kierna Mayo. But yes, I mean, I do feel strongly, but I also am reminded, and I just want to know, Michelle, what are the call letters of your radio station again?
WNOV, 860 AM in Milwaukee.
WNOV in Milwaukee. Okay. I do feel very strongly that we should stand for something. But I also am very sober that most people don't. So I vacillate between getting frustrated and angry with people for not standing for more, and just like, this is the way of the world. So at least I'm not going to bend to it. You're not going to bend to it. And fortunately, we don't need everybody to get to victory, to get to the finish line. We're going to be over that finish line. And maybe just a handful of people. But I promise you, you stick with this, you're going to win. But yeah, it is a little frustrating watching people not necessarily care about the sponsorship because they enjoy the thing. It's like the same people that got R. Kelly in rotation. It's like, sure, he did those things, but the music though. But then what do we stand for, really? So Michelle, thank you for the encouragement. Because sometimes it does feel like an island. I'm used to being on one, so I'm okay with it. I don't really need agreement to know what's right. Right is not necessarily agreement. I think about this all the time. Socrates, they like, kill yourself. And he's like, I'm just teaching children to ask questions. No, you got to die. I mean, we go throughout history, people just trying to stand on business, got in a society that is not willing to grow up. Really what it sounds like. I want to do what I want to do, and you are making me feel bad, so you got to go. As opposed to, what, you got a point. I got to work on myself. It may be a little painful. I might have to sacrifice some things. But, in the end, I'm going to be a better person. No, I'd rather get rid of the person that's making me feel bad. And that tends to be the default in all relationships, not just what we're talking about now.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will